The little, what they call them, is they stenographs or something? Stenographics? Something, you know what I'm saying? But I brought my own person. They cost me $189. I brought my own person. She typed up everything.
So you can hire somebody, you're saying, that to come in there.
Yeah, type everything. Yeah. Then they gonna act right. That's the only way they gonna act right. They not gonna act right no other way. At all. They gonna lie to you. Because the Constitution don't mention lawyers. It don't mention judges. It don't mention attorneys or lawyers. It don't mention any of them people. So they can lie.
God's music. Whoa. The coldest in the city with these rhymes that I'm spitting. If I spit it, then I lived it, or I was an eyewitness. You must be undercover trying to be in my business. Study all my moves, trying to see how I get it. I live it, yeah, I see through the most high vision. Not the lies and the spies created in thy image. I'm the one sent to rectify and defy limits. From a divine lineage, stacking that high spinach. God's music.
The first appearance when you get to court, the first thing you're supposed to say when they say, "How do you plea?" is, "I will not plea until I see the state's evidence against me."
Hold on, let me stop right there. We are not lawyers. This is not legal advice. What we're doing is sharing the information that we have with the people. So you take this how you want to, but we are not lawyers, and this is not legal advice.
I like to encourage everybody to learn the law. Whatever your child is charged with, you need to look up the same cases, you know what I'm saying, that your son is, and read the outcomes of those cases. See what happened in those cases. See how you can help your child in their case. But you cannot help your child by letting the judge appoint him a public defender. If you don't have the money to get a lawyer, say you're going to get him a lawyer anyway. And then say, "Hey, we won't plead until I see the state's evidence against me." And then you get the evidence. Then you look at the evidence. And then you can make an informed decision. Oh, yeah, they ain't even got enough to hold him. It ain't no complaint from an injured party. So they saying my son shot this person, but they don't have a complaint from the person he shot. If they don't have a complaint from the person he shot, then he's not a danger to society. And he's not a danger to others, and they can't hold him.
So I know an organization, I ain't gonna say their name in this interview, but they was actually promoting a snitching campaign, like for little kids, black kids specifically. If they get caught, they need to just start talking to the police, and they wanted to promote snitching and talking to the police without an attorney present, without a lawyer present. See, I almost said attorney, but I caught myself. Without a lawyer present, but and they were saying because the culture has created this you're a snitch thing, so that's why crimes don't get solved, because little kids aren't telling on each other. And I actually said to this person and the people in the room, because it was law enforcement and a lot of high power people in the room, I said, if anybody in this room get caught committing a crime, nobody in this room is going to talk without their lawyer present. And not one person put their hand up and said, "I would." Not even the person that was promoting snitching to little black kids.
Right, because that's dangerous. And they know better. You know what I'm saying? Because a lawyer tell you, be quiet, keep your mouth shut. And what's the old saying? Snitches get stitches.
But the police tell you, right? It's their job to read you a Miranda's. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you
in the court
of law. You have the right to an attorney. Mm-hmm. If you can't afford one
will be appointed.
They gonna provide you somebody to work out a deal to find you guilty. I mean, that ain't how I go, but
that's how I go. That's how I go. Everybody this year and last year that went to court and had a public defender, they got smoked. I haven't seen a public defender win anything. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not there to win. They're there to pass the plea deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But see, the problem is once you read your Miranda rights, and then the police say, "Now, do you want to talk to me?" No. No. Once he said anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Why would you talk? He just said, if you say, I love my mama, they'll find a way to use that against you in the court of law.
He shot the boyfriend because of the love for his mother. And yeah,
that's twisted. Just because you said you loved your mama, I love my mama.
That is the type of games that they play for real, and that's why you got to keep your mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And see, another thing, because y'all can look this up. If you pay $10,000 or any insane amount of money for a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? You have to know what a lawyer is. A lawyer is only there to advise you of what's going on, advise you of what the case is, and see where he can help you take a plea, take an agreement, or get you the best deal possible because he's friends with the prosecution. But at the same time, you need to understand, if you ain't cool with your lawyer, if y'all ain't go to school back inside the days, he's not your friend. So what you might want to do is called a client autonomy letter, right? And what you do is you file that client autonomy letter in your case and you give the lawyer one too. What that letter does is that letter tells the lawyer, the judge, and the prosecutor that he won't be making any decisions for me that don't get cleared by me first. I'm the one in control of this case, not him. So he won't be making any deals that I can or cannot object to without me knowing what it is firsthand. That's what that autonomy letter does. So when you see people, well, look, I took the deal for you, this, that, and other, it was the best thing, they can't do that anymore. Once you file a client autonomy letter, they can't do any of that. And if they do, then this is how you sue your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Because now he breached the agreement.
Now let's talk about that. When someone breached an agreement, let's say prosecutor, judge, they're in violation. Who are the people supposed to go to file their grievances or their complaints with?
What I learned is if you go to the courthouse and you try and file a grievance on somebody at the courthouse or at the police station, I've done it with state troopers, and one of their friends will call me back on their personal line on their cell phone. Well, yeah, I saw your complaint. We looked it over and it wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying, to try and what's the name. So it's noted, we have it, but you have a nice day. I found out when you go get their insurance bond information, and you file a claim.
48 million kids over 12 reported having a substance use disorder in 2024. Today, our youth face more challenges than ever. Gangs, drugs, bullying, dangers are everywhere.
At Don't Start, we work to guide our youth away from these paths before they begin. We believe in the power of music to change the narrative for our youth and our community.
Because prevention begins with one simple choice.
Don't start. And you can join us at don'tstart.org.
Claim on their bond, everything changes then.
So explain to people what is an insurance bond.
Okay.
And do all lawyers, judges, and police have them?
Yeah. They all have bonds. They have insurance bonds because in case they injure someone or they harm someone, they have to be able to pay for that harm that they caused. So when you file a claim on their insurance bond, that sets everything up, you know what I'm saying, for payment. Because now they have to prove that they didn't damage you. If they can't prove they didn't damage you, then they got to pay out. They get enough claims on their insurance bond. It's just like car insurance. The insurance carrier going to drop you. If they insurance drop them, they can't work.
And so a cop can't be a cop without insurance.
A cop cannot be a cop without insurance bond. A lawyer can't be a lawyer. An attorney can't be an attorney. A prosecutor can't be a prosecutor. A judge can't be a judge without that blanket insurance bond.
So let's say Jody Hoos, for instance. Does she have an insurance bond?
Jody Hoos has a $5,000 insurance bond. I had it last year when she got re-elected. It expired. You know what I'm saying? Because it was some stuff going on in my case where it was a traffic case, you know what I'm saying? And I was taking it to trial, and they told me that no one ever took a no registration and no insurance case to trial. I said, well, Your Honor, this is going to be a first then. You're welcome. So he said that I can't use probable cause in my case as a defense. And if I do, he's going to take the 12 jurors out of the room. Me and him are going to have a talk, and then he's going to bring them back in. And if I do it again, he going to send them out, and we're going to have a serious talk. And I said, you can't tell me how to build my defense. I said, the problem is he didn't have cause to stop me because I didn't have the Illinois plate. So if I didn't have the plate, it wasn't registered to the state, he couldn't have stopped me anyway because he couldn't apply any of those motor codes to me at all. I said, when he stopped me, he had to threaten my life to get me to give him a driver's license. They all had guns. I said, and this is why I need to take this to trial, because if it wasn't registered to the state, what jurisdiction did you have to stop it? Where's the probable cause?
So you saying a person from Colorado driving through Illinois, any officer in Illinois don't have jurisdiction to pull this person over?
This is different. Oh, okay. So the thing is, if you have a license plate, if you're registered through the state and you got a license plate from the state, all the states are the same. They all work together. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So you pass the state. I had a private plate. I didn't register my car. You know what I'm saying? I didn't register it, you know what I'm saying, because I was under the right to travel and everything else. You know
like
what I'm saying?
What some of the Moors be doing.
So, yeah. So me, I'm testing the waters. Let's see how this go.
Yeah.
And I got violated. You know what I'm saying? He literally towed my car and everything, and he didn't have the jurisdiction to tow my car because all that stuff didn't apply to my car because it wasn't registered. Once you register your car with the state, you give the state security interest in your vehicle, and they secure that interest with the registration tag. And it says in their own books that if you want to remove yourself from the registration of the state, you take the plate off your car and you turn it in. That's how you get out of their registration. But it's 12, 34, 611 states. It's the motor vehicle theft code. When you get their license plates, you give the police permission to pull you over and make sure you are the owner of that car and you're supposed to be driving that car. That's in the contract. So if you knew that, so if I go there and I register my car, I'm giving the police permission to pull me over to make sure I am the person that's supposed to be driving the car.
But if I don't register
the car,
then
how can you stop me? See, this is the test that I was doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I did the test, and now I got to sue these people because they violated me, because I wasn't under their jurisdiction whatsoever, and I know all the codes. You know what I'm saying? So like again, it's 12, 34, 611. It's the motor vehicle code, theft protection. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they stop everybody.
What's the difference between a motor vehicle and an automobile?
Okay. Motor vehicle, this is what they say. Okay, in their books, it says that a motor vehicle is any car that weighs 10,001 pounds or higher. An automobile is anything that weighs below 9,000 pounds. But what the police do is they say they're all motor vehicles, so we're going to charge you guys all the same. But when you ask a cop the difference between the two, he'll say it's the same, and it's not the same, because a motor vehicle, you can't buy a motor vehicle nowhere in the United States. Because if you go to Chevy sells automobiles. If you go to Ford sells automobiles. They wrote a motor vehicle code book just to charge us tickets and fines and fees and everything else that has nothing to do with the DMV. Which me, when I first got into this stuff, I'm like, man, that's a violation of due process of law, because if I go get my license from the DMV and my registration from the DMV, when you go take the test, what they give you the rules of the road book, right?
They're supposed to. Yeah,
it show you the stop signs, the yield signs, and everything else. But then you leave there, and then the court got a whole nother book for you that has nothing to do with the DMV. So I'm like, there's got to be a due process of law violation, because how are you giving me a seatbelt ticket when the rules of the road says this, and then you're saying that, and then in your book it says that you have to register all vehicles in the state of Illinois, but the DMV says the registration is voluntary. So the reason why I wanted to challenge these people, because if the DMV says this and they're the one that issues the registration and the license plate, and then you say this but you don't issue the license plate, I need to figure out where you're getting your authority from. So we got to go to court. We got to go to
two different agencies.
It's two different agencies, and you can't manage the powers of this agency if you don't work for that agency.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you tell me I have to have a license plate, and the agency that issues them says I don't, we got a conflict of interest. That's why we got to go to a higher court.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if I wasn't registered to you, where's your authority? You wrote me a motor vehicle code ticket on a vehicle that was not registered to the state. It doesn't work that way. And this is how crazy it is. Can McDonald's write you a ticket for being late if you don't work at McDonald's?
No.
Right. You can't write me a ticket for my car if it's not registered to your state.
Right, because the ticket is what affects your license with the DMV, right?
Bingo. And then
how you writing me a ticket if you don't work for the DMV?
Bingo.
So really only somebody working for the DMV should be able to write.
Hello, everyone. It's War
And Joe.
from the Don't Start Initiative. We are joining forces with Stepping Forward Together, the Annie Malone Center for Development, and Positive Vibes Only.
We will create positive, inspirational content that will help develop today's youth into the stars of the future. Go to don'tstart.org, watch our video, click the Partner With Us button, and help us change the narrative.
It's God's music. We all money in. You know what the words say, God dwells in triple dark. Black on black, it's a rap. We the ones after that. None can claim what we done. Number one, that's a fact. Black is back on the map. Woe and Nip on the track. We not like them, they not like us. This is not an act.
Your ticket.
if you
So you know what they did.
you getting it.
So you know what they did in Peoria. I was at the city council meeting, and Chief Eric Echeverria, he asked the city to think for like $4 million for 4 years, and they wanted to deputize the Secretary of State officers and give them police powers. And the city council agreed to it.
You know what? I seen that. They just raided a car lot on the corner of Spring and Jefferson, and it was all Secretary of State cars
Yeah,
wrapped around the whole building with guns and everything.
yeah. So that's a little piece of information I want to
Yeah,
give you.
I stopped and I talked to him. I said, "Hey, that truck right there is mine. I don't know what's going on." They said he was striking plates for VIN numbers, like he was making his own, and that's why they went and raided him and stuff. But I'm just like, I've never seen this type of raid though, with just them vehicles.
Secretary of State officers has police powers right now in Peoria, Illinois.
That's crazy.
This has been passed by our city council.
I seen it firsthand. No, that is real. I seen it firsthand.
Yeah,
I
I seen the Secretary of State officer pull somebody over for speeding. Yeah.
But see,
and he looked terrified,
right? But
because he don't have the police training.
Right.
He don't know what could possibly happen in this stop that he's.
Marathon got a pack, not talking about a lot of crack. Talking about the hustle continues. If you got a sack, you can probably go to the Connect if you got a stack. She shouldn't be running your life if you not a rat. We captivating, not captain saving and masquerading. In this Mortal Kombat, you can take the path of raiding.